The snow fell quietly that night, blanketing the city in a soft white silence. The streets were nearly empty, except for the occasional taxi and the flickering of Christmas lights in distant windows. Inside a sleek black Mercedes parked on the corner of Maple Street, Ethan Ward, a billionaire CEO known for his ruthlessness, sat in the warmth of his car. His phone buzzed with unread emails, stock alerts, and notifications from his assistant. He sighed and leaned back, staring out at the lonely street ahead. For the first time in years, he felt the weight of silence. He was heading home from yet another business meeting. Another merger, another victory, another day spent chasing numbers. Yet something inside him felt hollow. As he waited for the traffic light to change, his eyes caught a small figure near the bus stop. A little girl, maybe 7 or 8 years old, sitting on the frozen bench, hugging her knees. Her jacket was too thin for the weather. Her cheeks were red from the cold. She had a small backpack and worn-out boots. Ethan frowned. It was late, past 10 p.m., and no one should be outside in that freezing air. He rolled down his window slightly, watching her. Then she looked up. Her eyes large, innocent, and filled with quiet desperation. She approached the car slowly, her breath floating in the air. "Mister, can I just sit in your car?" "It's warm," she asked softly, her voice trembling. Ethan blinked, caught off guard. He'd faced boardrooms full of lawyers and investors. What's this? This irresistible request pierced him in a way he didn't understand. He hesitated, looking around. No one else was there. "Where are your parents?" he asked. She looked down. "My mom's at work. She said she'd come get me, but the bus didn't come, and it's really cold." Ethan unlocked the door silently. "Get in." The girl climbed into the back seat, shivering as the warmth surrounded her. She looked around with wide eyes. The leather seats, the glowing dashboard, the faint scent of expensive cologne. "Thank you," she whispered, pulling her knees to her chest. Ethan turned up the heater slightly. "What's your name?" "Lila." "Where does your mom work?" "Where she cleans offices." "The big glass one downtown." Ethan's gaze flickered. That was his building. He swallowed. "Do you know when she finishes?" She said 11. "But sometimes they make her stay late." Ethan sat there, staring out at the snow-covered street again. Something inside him stirred. An echo from long ago, buried under years of ambition. He remembered being 10, standing in the cold after school, waiting for his mother to finish her shift at a diner. He remembered the same kind of light, the same kind of hunger, and the same kind of loneliness. He'd promised himself he'd never be poor again, and he'd kept that promise, but at the cost of forgetting what warmth felt like. Lila pulled something out of her backpack. A crumpled drawing made with colored pencils. "It's me and my mom," she said proudly, showing him. "We're in front of a big house. One day we'll have one like that." Ethan looked at the clique, two slick figures holding hands under a bright yellow sun. His chest tightened. "That's a nice dream," he said quietly. Lila smiled. "Mom says dreams come true if you work hard." Ethan didn't reply. Minutes passed. The snow grew heavier. Lila yawned softly, curling up on the seat. "Are you hungry?" he asked. She nodded shyly. "A little." Without thinking, Ethan opened the glove compartment, pulling out a protein bar. She accepted it with again nibbling slowly. As she ate, he typed a quick message to his driver. "Delay tomorrow's meetings. Urgent matter tonight." He glanced at her again, her eyes drooping with exhaustion. "Do you want to wait for your mom together?" he asked. She nodded. "Yes, please." They sat in silence, the car heater humming softly, the city lights glowing faintly through the snow. When 11:30 came, Ethan stepped out of the car and looked around. Still no one. Then, across the street, he saw a woman running. Thin coat, scarf pulled tight, breath visible in the air. "Lila!" The woman called out. Lila's eyes lit up. "Mom?" The woman reached the car, panting. When she saw Ethan, her face went pale. "I'm so sorry, sir," she stammered. "I didn't know she—" "It's all right." Ethan interrupted gently. She was just keeping warm. The woman bowed her head, tears in her eyes. "Thank you. Thank you so much. I clean the building on 9th Street. Sometimes they make us stay late." "I didn't mean—" Ethan nodded, realizing. "Ward Enterprises." She froze. "Yes, how did you—" "I own it." Her eyes widened in disbelief. She quickly wiped her tears. "I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to bother you." Ethan held up a hand. "No need to apologize." He looked at Leela, then back at her mother. How much do they pay you? She hesitated. Minimum wage, sir. But I'm grateful. It helps us get by. Ethan stared at her for a long moment. Then he said, come to my office tomorrow morning. Ask for me personally. She looked terrified. Sir, I can't lose this job. You're not losing anything, he said softly. You're getting a better one. She blinked, not sure what to say. Ethan smiled faintly. Something rare and genuine. And make sure this little one stays warm next time. The woman nodded, tears falling again. As they walked away into the snowy night, hand in hand, Ethan sat back in his car, silent. The dashboard clock read midnight. He didn't drive home right away. Instead, he stared at the spot where they had stood, the sound of their laughter fading into the distance. For years, he had measured success in profits, buildings, and contracts. But tonight, warmth had come not from his car's heater, but from a child's small, trusting voice. Mister, can I just sit in your car? It's warm. That sentence would echo in his mind for the rest of his life. The next morning, his secretary found him already in his office. A cup of coffee untouched, staring out at the skyline. When the cleaning woman entered Leela's hand, Ethan turned and smiled. I have a new position for you, he said. Full time? Benefits, no night shifts, nor eyes filled with tears. I don't know how to thank you. Ethan shook his head. You already did. Leela ran forward and hugged him. For a moment, the cold world outside disappeared, and Ethan Ward, the man who once thought he had everything, realized he had finally found something money could never buy: human warmth.